A single dad joked, "Marry me," to his boss. Her smile changed his life that night. The joke was supposed to disappear into the noise of another exhausting workday. Instead, it became the sentence that changed a broken father's entire future. When 34-year-old Ethan Harper looked at his elegant CEO after another impossible meeting and laughed, "Well, if things get any worse, maybe you should just marry me." Everyone nearby chuckled politely. But she didn't laugh. She simply smiled. A quiet, mysterious smile that carried years of hidden pain. And before the sun went down, Ethan would discover that her smile wasn't answering his joke. It was answering something much deeper. If you believe kindness can change lives and that everyone deserves a second chance, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Shadow of Kindness. Every act of support helps these heartfelt stories reach someone who truly needs hope today. Ethan's life had been falling apart for years. 3 years earlier, he had buried his wife after a sudden illness that left him raising his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, completely alone. Every morning began before sunrise. He packed lunches, braided Lily's messy brown hair after watching dozens of online tutorials, dropped her at school, rushed to work, picked her up before daycare penalties began, cooked dinner, helped with homework, cleaned the apartment, and often stayed awake until midnight finishing freelance work just to keep the lights on. There were no vacations, no weekends, and almost no moments when he could simply breathe. Yet he never complained because every smile on Lily's face reminded him why he refused to quit. His workplace was one of the largest marketing companies in the city, led by 38-year-old CEO Amelia Brooks. Employees admired her intelligence but feared her distance. She was always calm, perfectly dressed, endlessly professional, and impossible to read. Rumors surrounded her. Some believed she had sacrificed love for success. Others whispered that she simply trusted no one. Ethan never paid attention to office gossip. He only cared about keeping his job and making sure Lily had enough food, books, and hope to believe tomorrow could be better. Over time, Amelia quietly noticed Ethan. She saw him arriving before everyone else, leaving only after finishing everyone else's unfinished tasks, and never asking for sympathy despite the obvious exhaustion in his eyes. She once watched him repairing Lily's broken backpack during his lunch break instead of eating. Another afternoon, she noticed him pretending to enjoy instant noodles while secretly placing the better meal he had bought into a lunchbox for Lily. These tiny moments revealed more about his character than any performance review ever could. The company's annual birthday celebration arrived on a warm summer evening. Employees laughed beneath colorful decorations, while music drifted through the garden venue. Ethan almost skipped the event because he couldn't afford a babysitter, but Lily insisted he go after their kind, elderly neighbor volunteered to watch her for a few hours. Ethan wore the only blazer he owned, one that had been carefully stitched together at the sleeves after years of use. He felt out of place among expensive suits and designer dresses, but he attended because missing company events often meant missing future opportunities. The evening became lighter than expected. Coworkers laughed together, shared stories, and for the first time in months, Ethan forgot about overdue bills waiting on his kitchen table. During one conversation, Amelia surprised everyone by joining the group instead of remaining at the VIP section. She thanked the employees personally for their hard work. Someone joked about work-life balance. Another joked about impossible deadlines. Wanting to keep everyone laughing, Ethan smiled and casually said that if work kept getting harder, maybe the CEO should just marry him, because at least then he would finally get approved vacation days. Everyone laughed, except Amelia. She looked directly into his tired eyes. Then she smiled. Not with embarrassment, not with amusement, with warmth. The room suddenly felt strangely quiet despite the music. Nobody understood why. Ethan certainly didn't. Hours later, the party ended. Ethan hurried toward the parking lot, worried about getting home before Lily fell asleep. As he unlocked his aging car, he heard footsteps behind him. Amelia stood there holding a small gift bag. She explained that she had noticed Lily loved drawing because Ethan often kept her colorful sketches beside his computer monitor. Inside the bag were professional art supplies and a handwritten birthday card for Lily, even though it wasn't her birthday. Amelia simply wrote that every child's dreams deserved beautiful colors. Ethan was speechless. No executive had ever remembered something so small. On the drive home, he couldn't stop thinking about her kindness. That same night, another surprise arrived. When Ethan reached home, he found Lily sitting awake with tears in her eyes. Their elderly neighbor had suddenly become ill and been taken to the hospital by relatives. Lily had been frightened until another unexpected visitor arrived. Amelia. She had returned after realizing Ethan's neighbor wasn't feeling well and had stayed with Lily until Ethan came home. She sat on the old apartment sofa